everybody, welcome to Life with Annie. So I'm doing a little like a mini series of just some easy, quick, delicious lunches. Now I don't do this all the time, but I thought I maybe would just do a few things that I'm going to be having for lunch throughout the month of April. And so some of these may be done early in the month. Just when I'm having something for lunch, I think that I might want to share or that y'all might want to see. So today we're going to be really easy. I'm just going to make a baked potato. So I went to the grocery store over the weekend and I was looking for the perfect baked potato or baking potato. And so Matt was in the store, but he was somewhere else. And I was over there kind of picking up all the potatoes. You know how they stack them? Like if you pull one down here, it's going to roll, everything's going to roll down. Well, all the ones at the top I kept looking at, they weren't the perfect potato for me. So when Matt came back over there, I said, Matt, I think I want that potato, but if I pull it out, everything's going to fall. And he reached in and pulled it out and everything was good. So this is what I thought was the perfect potato for me, for Annie. So I've got my oven preheated. And I usually will just pop my baked potatoes in the microwave, but I thought let's just do a regulation type potato, baking potato, like I did when we were kids before the microwave craze came along. So I've got my potato here. I am going to just kind of poke. You can use a fork. I like to use this knife because I seem to get more control over it than jabbing a fork. So I'm just going to poke some holes in here so it has room for the steam to escape. And then I'm just going to kind of fold up edges just a little bit because I'm going to put some olive oil on the potato. And then I've got some sea salt. I'm actually going to use, because it's a larger, coarser salt. And I thought that might be kind of good on the outside. But you could just use regular household salt, whatever you have. Okay. So let's put some olive oil on here. So that salt will stick to our potato. Okay, and then we're just going to kind of roll it around in there. And get the olive oil kind of all over the potato. Which I think is pretty good like that. And then I'm going to take my other hand and I'm just going to sprinkle some salt over the outside. Now you don't have to do this, but you know, sometimes when you would go in a restaurant and they would bring your potato out, it would have some salt and have kind of a crusty outside, but the flavor would be there too. So we're just going to do a little bit of that. Okay, so let me pause this. I'm going to wash my hands and then we're going to wrap this potato up. All right, so we've got our potato here. I'm just going to wrap it up and we're going to pop it in the oven. And it just depends on the size of your potato, the way your oven bakes as to how long you want to cook it. Just stick a fork in it when it's tender all the way through. Then your potato is ready for you. So let's pop this in the oven. I think I'm going to put mine on a little dish just in case any of that oil decides it wants to get out if I've made a little hole anywhere in the foil. So foil and oil and potato down in the oven. All right, so we're going to let that cook and I'll be back in a little bit and we'll have a simple baked potato. Okay, everybody, so my potato's been in for about an hour, give or take. So we're going to take it out and see if it's time to eat because I'm hungry. This potato's been smelling good. All right, hear it? Sizzling. Okay. I'm going to turn this off. Hopefully it's done. Okay, I need to move it where y'all can see all things. All right, there we go. There's our potato. I did poke it with a knife. I think it feels like it's done. Like I say, I usually make my potatoes in the microwave because I'm usually in a hurry. But I just wanted to do it the old-fashioned way today. Make lunch a little bit more special once in a while. So here is our potato. And let me see if I can move it. Well, let me just cut into it. Let me grab a fork. We're going to see if it's done. Okay. It feels done. I hope it's done. The salt is all on it. So yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, that's going to be good. Okay. Now I've got to lift it onto my plate. So let me go ahead and get my plate. And since this is very hot, I'm going to stop the video, put the potato on the plate so I'm not burning myself. Okay, be right back. Okay, everybody. So here is my potato. It looks delicious, smells delicious. Now, a lot of people put a lot of stuff on their potatoes, but I'm pretty simple. Normally, it's just butter and salt and pepper for me. But I did get, I've got my butter here. I've got some cheese. I did cut up, I do like green onions on them sometimes, and then I'm going to add a little bit of sour cream. So we're going to jazz it up for me a little bit more than normal, than salt and pepper. But, you know, you can go to restaurants and get potatoes with everything on top of them. Now, I like to, Matt did his potatoes like this when I first met him. He just kind of cuts it like that. And I liked it, so I started doing mine that way. And then I've also seen the method, I saw this on Martha Stewart, where she takes the potato when it's done and she slams it down on something hard and kind of mashes it a little bit. And then when you open it up, it's already kind of mushed a little bit. I tried it a time or two. I'm going to have to practice with that. See if I can do better. All right. So we've got our potato there. I'm just going to kind of mush it a little bit flat so I can get all my stuff in. Now this smells so good. I love a good baked potato, and I don't make them often. Sometimes when I make steak, I'll make me a baked potato because Matt doesn't really eat that many of them anymore. But they sure are good. And I remember the first time, if y'all have the restaurant McAllister's near you, I used to go there and I would get their baked potatoes, and I can't even remember what I got on. Mine were probably pretty basic, but they had the most enormous potato on your plate. And I was like, I think I went there with Matt one time years ago, and I said, Matt, where do they get these giant potatoes? I mean, they took up the whole plate. He said, well, it's 2 potatoes. And we dissected it, and it was 2 potatoes. So, I don't know. Maybe they do find really large ones sometimes, but I'm learning as I go. All right, so we've got some butter here. Just gonna kind of mash it up. The only thing I don't like about baked potato is this part. You've got to put all your stuff that you like in it and mix it all together just the way you like it. Now I'm going to go ahead and put some salt and pepper. And there's a little bit of salt on the outside, but I like a good bit of salt. And I'm going to sprinkle some pepper. I like a lot of pepper. Okay. And then I'll kind of mix that in, and then we'll add our little toppings. I'm going to go ahead and put the cheese on because that'll kind of melt. I don't know if I'm going to put all this. We'll see. Kind of let that melt in. I'll probably stir. Yeah, I'll go ahead and put it on. I'm going to probably stir that in a little bit so it can kind of get a little melted. Well, heck, my potato looks like the one in the restaurant, and it's just one. But I was trying to find the perfect potato at the grocery store. without too many bumps and bruises on it. And I think we did okay. Y'all see that cheese kind of stringing along there? And then I'm going to add some sour cream. Okay. Look at that cheese. That is a gigantic, that's a saucer potato right there. Look how good that looks. You see that stringy cheese on there? It's going to be a good lunch. Can't wait. All right, so let's sprinkle on our little onions. Now, I didn't put any of the white. I don't want to really too much of a strong onion flavor. I have some chives outside, but I thought I had bought 2 bundles of green onions, so I thought I'll just put some of those on there. So let me put this in my sink. Out of the way. All right, now let me get my little tray here, because we're going to make it a little fancy. Even though it's just a simple but big potato, we're going to treat ourselves. Okay, so let me grab my tray. All right, so who says we can't be a little fancy, treat ourselves a little special from time to time? So I've got my pretty little tray. If anybody asks, I got those for the Christmas Eve bags this past Christmas, and I got them on Amazon, and I gave them all away, so I had to reorder a set for me so I would have my pretty little tray. And then for dessert, if I still am hungry, because that's a big potato, I've just got a little packet of the Biscoff crackers I'm going to put there. And over here, got to have a glass of sweet iced tea with a slice of lemon in it. So I am really pleased with my lunch today. Looking forward to eating it. And let me just give it a quick taste. Not that y'all don't know what a baked potato is with these ingredients, but let's just taste it and see how I did. Did I make the perfect potato from the perfect potato? So good. That's a big potato, y'all. All right, there she is. So like I said, I'm going to be doing a little through the month of April. I'm just going to pick certain days that I'm making something for lunch and just decide to do a little video. And then I'll put these all together probably at the end of the month. So I hope y'all will watch all of them. And in the meantime, I'm going to go enjoy my lunch. So thank you so much for watching. And I hope you have a great day and a great lunch. Bye, everybody.